What's going on, everyone? I'm Sir James from Gamerfuzion.com, and I'm here to give you guys some gameplay for the Dark Souls 2 beta. Now, just note that the actual beta does not represent the final version of the game. This is pretty much primarily to test a little bit of the game, and of course, the main focus here was the actual multiplayer aspect, which I still haven't figured out how the whole multiplayer thing works. But as time goes on, eventually I'll figure it out, and then that way we can get some nice multiplayer gameplay going on. I'm not sure if it's like a co-op thing. As you can see in the game, you do have a lot of settings, and of course a variety of characters. You have the soldier, warrior, sorcerer, temple knight, dual swordsman, and hunter. For the first few parts of the beta, I chose to play as the soldier, and then later on towards parts 5 and 6, I switched characters to play as the hunter, which actually turned out really well. Of course, when you implement your name, you have this little pad right here, so you know, if you know how to do this progress fast, and you could go through that. If not, then I recommend putting in a keyboard to get through that process quick. But every time you make a new character or switch different characters, you have to implement a name for your character each time. So you could choose to have whatever name. I'm not sure how many segments you could have within the name, but for just the standard, I'm just going to go stick with James, since this is the beta after all. Now, of course, as you probably noticed by now, this isn't a live commentary due to the fact that during the time after I had covered this, my PC was having issues, so now I'm coming back bringing you guys the commentary and gameplay that I had promised you guys. So here's the game visuals. As you can see, it pretty much looks similar to how Dark Souls 1 was. In terms of graphics, I do see some improvements here and there, such as the textures of the rock, but then again, this is still the beta footage. I'm pretty sure the final product looks a lot better. So there you got the bonfires in which you can lit. Here in the beginning, I was trying to figure out what these things were, like the summoning phantom, which so far I think what I've gathered, I'm not sure if I'm right on this, but when you go through the phantom, or at least where the bloodstains are, you get to see what happened to that player during that segment, and to see like how they died or the progress that they made. But you're gonna notice a lot of these kind of like ghost characters passing by me a lot. As you can see, the one in front of me. So I was trying to figure out how to interact with the player, and then I was just going around trying to figure out where am I supposed to go, because I wasn't sure exactly. So in terms of summoning Phantom, I'm guessing that's how you summon the players, but so far I haven't figured that apart yet, even if from the 6 parts. So here we're progressing. Pressed the wrong button by mistake because it's been a while since I've played Dark Souls. Once you got the key features in, you got your basic attack, or at least for the warrior, you have your basic attack, you have block. You also have a thrust, which I believe I found out during part 2 or part 3 during my actual gameplay. As you can see, there's the shield in action. Keep pressing the wrong button by mistake, but basically what that little potion drink does, it replenishes your health, so when you're low. As you can see, there's a lot of segments in which are dark. You got a lot of hidden enemies as well. And one thing I found out towards the later parts is that in the bonfire you could choose to light a torch to help light the pathways in which are really dark. So the segments where those arrows were coming from, I discovered that segment after I discovered the whole torch lighting during like parts 4 or 5. And over there, if you see the little blue glowing item, those are items in which you can pick. Also, too, for the actual beta, right below me is actually another pit in which you could light to, so if you happen to die you don't have to go all the way back from the beginning. But then once again, that's what I figured out during the later part. So this is just primarily part 1, my first time trying out like that tunnel, for example, and that leads to another bonfire. But I wasn't really paying attention to my surroundings that much because I was just trying to get familiarized with the area. Like I said, I still haven't figured out what the actual summoning the Phantom does. I'm assuming that's summoning a multiplayer buddy to aid you in the area for a brief time. I'm just assuming. So of course, as you probably have noticed by now, every time you take just a little hit from an enemy, you're going to lose a lot of health. So it's pretty much like the first one was, where you are going to die a lot and extremely easy. And here's when we have one of the actual bigger dudes. This guy is a really fun guy. I actually found out how to deal with him in the later parts of like timing his attacks. Like do a couple hits or roll out of the way. Especially with the hunter character, which I used so I fell to my death. I wasn't paying attention to my surroundings. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end part 1 here. But like I said, during the later parts is when things got a bit better, when I did some more exploration. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave that in the comment section down below. And remember, Gamerfuzion empowers you gaming.